right. So, good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for having me as a keynote speaker for the Eurasia Research Online Live International Conference. My name is Assistant Professor Dr. Patama Satawedin from the Schools of Communication Arts, Bangkok University. And today I'm very happy to talk about sports marketing by collating the data from various sources of information. And I would like to share some of the initial experiences about the sports marketing that I've experienced before with a talk entitled Sports Marketing in a New Normal, the Challenge and the Opportunities. So the agenda that I shall cover are the first one, why sports marketing. I believe you guys have got these questions in your mind, so I am happy to answer these questions. And the second one, what happened next after the COVID-19 virus war? I mean, in the sports marketing industries. So let me talk a little bit about the sports industry, sports marketing. The sports industry is one of the business around the globe that during the COVID-19 disruption can be seen like the big and the huge profit loss according to Ratanachai Muangam 2020, referring to the data collected from World Wide Web Thai SMEs.com. And also these industry also takes longer time to be recovered. According to Jutama Sisawat 2020, by referring data from the TMB Analytics, it discovered that sports marketing, esports, online games, and so on, that we have known that this is part of sports and the entertainment business. And this industry will spend over 6 months to be recovered and in a better positions, better situations after the COVID-19 pandemic. Altogether with this, the business is affected by also other bad circumstances, especially environmental and natural crisis. For example, drought, PM 2.5, and so on. Likewise, unemployed and saving cost behavior among consumers can be the expected outcomes. Let me explain to you about ideas or the concepts of the sports marketing. What I have shared to you is actually from the discussions between Bangkok University staff, work, and also we have got like a very good chance to talk and discuss with the staff from a very famous football team in the world. There are three polls so far for the sports marketing, as you can see from the table. So the first poll we call the public relations and the communication. So the public relations and the communications consist of public relations, branding, brand building, sports, and the digital marketing communications. The second one is technology, digital, and innovation. The third one is team performance. The fourth one is coach learning and management. And also sports internationalizations is included in the public relations and communication. The second pole is called sales and marketing, which include sports marketing and sponsorship acquisition, commercial revenues, ticketing, merchandising, media rights, and sponsorship, player transactions. Last but not least, third pole we call the sporting. It include sporting culture, social moves on sports, sports stars management, sports celebrities, live experience. Jordan Neal, the chief executive of the Stream Elements, citing in High said that with more stay-at-home mandates being issued around the world, and the entertainment industry finding new ways to migrate their offerings to live streaming platform. So we expect to see these numbers rise. That means that there is a business opportunity out there for the online electronic or even like the virtual sports marketing industry. And I believe that you guys have familiar with pictures or the clip videos that we can see, the sports players staying at home and they play online or the virtual games all together. Seems like they are, competing on site sport event. And also, if you have a look at this graph, I also searched the Google Trend worldwide about the sports marketing by using the three keywords to see how popular the sports marketing is during the widespread of the COVID-19. And I've used three keywords: sports marketing, virtual sports, and also the esports during the past 1 year from June 2019 up to June 2020. And what you can see from the graph is that in general, sports marketing is well accepted continuously and consistently. But unfortunately, the popularity has fluctuated from November 2019 up to now. That is to say, there is an decrease in numbers around November, December 2019, and then January 2020. So it's the beginning periods of the COVID-19 outbreak in Wuhan, China. And also there is a recovery period around February and March 2020 when much more people have been threatened by COVID-19 and the state and local quarantine has been performed and act and also issued. Also, the trend has dropped again after March 2020 when the countries start to unlock the countries. That means that there is a change in the behavior of the people when the people are engaging the online virtual and esports activities or events while staying at home and quarantine themselves. Next, what are the common opportunities and also the challenges of the sports marketing industry, especially in the size of Thai people in the context of in Thailand? So the next two slides will be giving the details about these. So, what are the opportunities of the sports marketing in a new normal? So, from reviewing and analyzing the data from various sources of information, so far I've used like documentary research. It is found that there are the opportunities in sports marketing in all its poles, even public relations and communication, sales, and also marketing, and also the sporting. So for public relations and communication pole, two opportunities, which is shifts in platform from on-site offline to the online platform, and also shifts in the ways of the content delivery from just a sport competition, a sport event to like content provider platforms. So the manager online, so one of the biggest online newspaper in Thailand, cites a statement of Nat Asada Mongkol, president of One Championship Thailand, that because of the COVID-19 pandemic effects, being an online sports content provider to give not only information but also entertainment and lifestyle can be a good chip and also the alternative. So in terms of the sales and the marketing pole, and in relation to the poles of the public relations and communication accordingly, the media rights owners are taking the advantage or the benefits during these periods of time or maybe in the future when the situations of online and mobile or even like the virtual markets and consumer behavior is happening. This is the ideas of Dr. Suphasak Ngao Praset Wong from Rashaphat University, Sonsanantha University, and Arjin Thong Yu Kong from Thammasat University, which is cited in Alongkot Yuan Kloy 2020, explain. As for the sporting pole, both brands and sports players actually need to help each other, and active strategy should be play and performs. Once again, Nat Asadamongkol, the president of One Championship Thailand, that I take from the manager online newspaper, suggests that the ideas of sports influencers should highly be launched and encouraged. That is to say, brands should turn general sports player to like the value-added online sports influencers. It means that the branding ideas must be understood by the brands. Otherwise, sports players are just as general and normal sport player, and that economic loss can still be there. In contrast, what are the challenge of the sports marketing in a new normal? So once again, from reviewing and analyzing the data from various sources of information, the challenge in sports marketing are also discovered from the effects of COVID-19 pandemic, and such challenge so far in the sports marketing increase polls as well, public relations and communication, sales and marketing, and sporting. So let's start with the public relations and communication poll. The problems found include high expenses of players and the staff, and also the management cost to be paid, and also a decreasing numbers of the sports media, and probably a loss of the cable TV in the future. A great numbers of money has been spent for the cost of the player and staff, and also the team management. In the midst of the COVID-19, such costs must be reduced to maintain financial status of the sports team. Otherwise, shutdown or closing down of the team can be like the expected result, especially the small size or not too popular sports team. Several sports teams have started to negotiate with players to cut down their salaries, which is very high, around 50%. So, according to the experience shared by Jirasak Jomthong, Marketing and Media Director of Chonburi FC, a very famous football team in Thailand, in Thai League, cited in Alongkot 2020. And furthermore, the COVID 19 pandemic affects on the big media platforms like the Attrick, because there is a lower numbers of the members and the subscribers. So according to Adam Huntsman, the co-founder of the newspapers, the Athletic, cited in Tang Series 2020, and also the cable TV is likely to be not a good platform anymore for the future or after the COVID-19, for being exposed to sports event because of the high expenditures in the size of the consumer. So it means that they are maybe unable to pay for the high price for the cable TV. Okay, and they may change their behavior or change their media exposure to the online, to the mobile, or the virtual ones, which is more much more cheaper than the cable TV. This is according to the ideas of ICBELLP Asia 2020. In terms of the sales in the marketing poll, the huge effects can be seen from the commercial losses, no matter from ticketing, merchandising, sponsorship, media rights, and also the player transaction. Especially the sponsorship. So in Thailand, once again, Jirasak Jomthong, the marketing and media director of Chonburi FC, a very, very famous football team in Thai League, cited in Alongkot and 2020, said that for football, okay, for football team, 80% of the revenues come from sponsorship, and 20% comes from ticketing and merchandising. This is like the model in Thailand for the football team or football club. Even in Premier League, revenues from the sponsorships is also affected. Okay, this is from the headlines. What is called "Football is in Crisis: How COVID-19 Affects the Football World 2020." As known, in this period of time, sponsorship has been cancelled because the sponsors have to spend and invest money for the image recovery, for the corporate recovery. This is also Jirasak Jomthong also comments about this point, and he also shared that although souvenirs and premiums are sold and available online via the e-commerce of the team, demands are lower. Because of what? There are two reasons so far. The first one, because the people have got a very raw emotional involvement in buying such kinds of the souvenirs, such kinds of the premiums. And the second one, because that I said, the consumer behavior have changed. They don't want to spend lots of money for the unnecessary products, but instead they want to spend money, and they need to keep the money to spend for the basic needs, foods, or the daily consumer product instead. Okay. So don't forget that there are higher numbers of the unemployed people resulting from the COVID-19 crisis. And last but not least, sport fan culture is changed. In the past, you can see the fans were sitting next and close to each other, and then they're gonna give hugs if like the teams can beat the other teams, kind of to give like the congratulations to to among the fans, the sport fans. But unfortunately, these kinds of the manners of behavior could be just a memory when the COVID-19 pandemic have threatened them, because to stay safe and hygiene, the people around the group should be aware and behave of the social distancing, at least like 1 to 2 meters, wearing the mask, and washing and cleaning their hands regularly, and so on. So on-site or offline visit, or sitting at the stadiums, may be avoided. Instead, the people will be sitting and enjoying themselves with the sports game or sports event at home. The culture of sports fans may be changed to other forms of the happiness, congratulations, and enjoyment, according to the comments of the professionals in the sports marketing industry, and cited in Alongkot เดือนพลอย 2020. And this is all the references that I have used for these presentations. And thank you very much for listening to my presentations. And if you have got any questions so far, so please feel free to ask me, maybe via email. Thank you very much.